All right, welcome everyone. Today I'm going to talk about fear. Is your fear a sign that something is wrong for you or something that is right for you? And we all get a little bit of fearful sometimes, and I know I have. So I thought that this was something really good to go over. But let's talk about like the signs, the signals of fear that maybe something is wrong. Often this is how I feel. Often you feel like this contradiction, this depletion, or a misalignment when you're, example, me doing these videos. I started, I think like 2 years ago. I did like 4 or something like that. And then I stopped doing it because, and I can't blame anybody, but everybody did criticize me, all my friends around me. And they're like, well, everybody's already doing consciousness. So what, why are you going to do it? Everybody's already doing it. And then the person that was telling me this, I looked at her and she sells insurance for companies, and which there's thousands of companies out there, right? And I said, well, why do people go with you then? Why do they go with you to buy insurance for their company? There's thousands of them out there. And she stopped like with an egg in her mouth, and I was like, see the difference? See, I would never say that to you. And what it is a little bit of fear creeped in, not because of her or, I had a little bit of self-doubt. And so I ended up not doing, after the 4 videos or whatever I did, I ended up not doing it then. But anyway, so basically there's signals, there's fear that signals something is wrong. And though I believe, this is just my intuition on feelings about it, is it's based in a self-protection. Like you want to protect oneself. Okay. And also your intuition is trying to steer you away from something that would maybe harm or drain you. These are some of the feelings that, people will, I mean, this to me would mean that maybe it's not just right for you to be doing it. And also it feels like a lot of the truth is like shrinking your soul inside of you. I kind of had a little bit of that, like when I first did those 4 videos 2 years ago. Like I was thinking, do I really want to put myself out there? And it kind of, I felt like my soul was shrinking. Not that it was wrong, but I think that what happened was that the fear, sometimes also fear can be where it sabotages you. So you have to be very alert of it, like, that's why I say, is your fear a sign that something is wrong for you or something is right for you? So you have to differentiate both of those. So let's go to the fear that signals something is right. Okay. All right. So this is another, that you feel that there's an expansion inside of you. It kind of rises on the edge of a breakthrough. Like a couple of those videos that I did 2 years ago, I really did feel like a breakthrough on a couple of them. And then it kind of like fizzled out. So if you're feeling the breakthrough, go with it. This is the fear of the unknown. That's all it is. And of leaving a comfort zone. So it's, when you're doing, like, I'm going to just go with the videos that I'm doing. Use me as the example. is that you have to show your face. You're kind of hanging your ass out there. Let's not, BS. I mean, people are going to criticize you. So what? Who cares? And I mean, it is what it is. So, the thing is that if it's right, you're going to feel powerful too. You will, after a couple videos, or whatever that is, that you're doing, art or music, you're going to feel powerful. It's going to come with excitement. Okay. So, you don't feel any danger, and your spirit is waking up. You feel this like, you know what? I have all this information, and why not tell the world? Why not tell them about, all the things that you've done and what you've learned from that? Why not share that? So those are some of the things when it's right. You're getting excited about it. And I think that the key to telling the difference is to check your energy beneath all that fear, right? You want to check it. You want to check, does the idea moving forward make your heart feel alive? Even if it's scary, even if you're like, good God, how am I going to show my face? I'm getting older now, I mean, people always, your family always reminds you of that. But it's like, yeah, okay, so, and then, or does it feel like you're portraying your deeper self just to appease others to avoid conflict? That could be another thing, okay? So when the fear is paired with like aliveness and curiosity, and you feel that inner pull that says do it, just take the first step and then let the other step follow. That is where you want to be, okay? So I think that that's how you're going to be able to tell the difference between, is it right for you or is it wrong for you? And the second question that I thought about is, how can you tell the difference? And one of the ways that like yesterday when I did my first video, is by moving. And what does that mean? Fear in stillness can be confusing. So I'm not doing the videos, I'm in stillness, and I'm getting, even more fearful. But if you start moving, the fear and that motion reveals itself, right? So I did the video, and it wasn't perfect, but still, I did it, and I put it out, and that's that. And I felt, I checked with myself, how do I feel? Oh, okay, great, fine. And so you want to be moving, because taking the steps, even the tiny ones, you start to feel kind of the nature of fear more clearly, right? And it builds too. So, you may even feel like a little bit like misaligned at the beginning, but once you start to take those steps, it builds a momentum. And this is why I'm doing my second video today, because yesterday I thought, okay, I'm going to do a video 5 days a week, and maybe it might be 7, but I told myself 5 days a week, each 5 days I'm gonna do one video. I mean, people are pumping out videos, 3, 4 a day, and doing live sessions and what have you. And I think it's great. So you're right. You're walking in the right direction. Okay. So by observing the body, let your body tell you, is it feeling wise? Are you getting tight around your, neck or chest, or maybe your breath? like sometimes I get a little fearful, or like, like doing, let's say this, I get a little nervous and I talk too much. Like, I have a bad habit of like, blah, 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 blah. And, if that's all right though. I mean, that, your body is going to give you a signal. And, but if the fear sparks your nervous system, but it also expands your lungs and, brings, heat to your cheeks, because like right now I can feel my blood kind of like up at my face. But that's growth fear. Okay? That is growth fear. It's not danger fear. Just because I have, rosy cheeks and whatever, like I feel flush, let's say. So that's okay. That's all right. So by asking yourself, who would I be without the fear? Ask yourself that. And then feel, if you're feeling liberated and authentic and joyful, that's your future calling. And I have like a lot to say because I've traveled the world and I've done some incredible things that I never talk about. And people, when I talk to people about what I've done, they go, "Why don't you ever talk about it? Like you never say it." Like even my ex-husband, he always says, "You never, talk about what you do, what you've done in the past." And I said, "Yeah, because I don't know. I'm not really. I don't feel the need to do all that sometimes. Like, yeah, sometimes I'll bring it up. I'll tell a funny story and what have you. Like we opened up a business in India, and I have tons of stories about India. But I've also, before that, I was going to an ashram and seeing Sai Baba, and it's this guru and stuff. And I met a bunch of friends, and then we would go back and we would meet and stay for a month. And but I mean, I've learned a lot, and I've really put myself out there to explore. I'm pretty much an explorer, and it feels good for me to do that. So if it's making you feel good, because fear is really just a gatekeeper. It stops you from doing what you're meant to do. And fear is the worst. To me, right now, looking at the world, I see fear as our biggest downfall. Everybody's scared and, oh my God, and that little me and stuff. And really, who gives a crap what people say about you? You just have to go for it. Like I said yesterday, be bold. Be bold. All right. And I think the final thoughts are, we make mistakes in the readiness, trying to prepare, perpetual planning and to try to get to that perfection. And I do that sometimes. Like, I've got to read another book before I do a video or something. I've said that to me. I caught myself. I'm like, good God, I have more information. I don't need to read anything, though I love to read. I'm a reader. So, sometimes we have to make the mistake of readiness for perfection. And we don't want to go down that road, because you're never going to be ready until you actually take the action. So, it's not about feeling 100% confident. I hate to say it, but it isn't. And you just have to go for it. It's about really being willing to pull it together, do it. Who cares what people say? If you screw up and you don't say the right thing. I curse a lot, so I have to be careful about that on the videos, because I don't want to get banned from YouTube or any of the other channels. I don't think you can curse, but anyways, I do it because I think it's funny. So anyways, but you if you screw up, I mean, you can edit it out or whatever you have to do. But willingness, what happens when you take the action and the willingness, there is a momentum that happens, and it'll take you and open up, and that rush will come, and that inspiration. So I guess the best thing is, how I look at it, is that it will dissolve. Those fears will dissolve through your footsteps. And you just take the first step, and then take the next step, and let the other foot follow, and what have you. So be fearless, because it's fun to be fearless, and it feels good, and it's freeing. And that's it for today. So have a great rest of the day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks. Bye-bye.